Welcome back to the Gary Goff Show here on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com. Today's program is brought to you by CF Professionals Incorporated, Gary Gruse's office, the Ohio Mutual Insurance Group, Jim Kennedy's office, State Farm Insurance, Ed Lape's office, Steyer Seeds, Tiffin Ace Hardware, and the Animal Hospital of Tiffin. Well, Coach Goff, you have one of your assistant coaches sitting right beside you. Why don't you go ahead and introduce that young man?
Yeah, we got Josh Ison here. He is a man of many job descriptions here on campus for us. Coach Ison is our head strength coach, our special teams coordinator, and our linebackers coach. Very fortunate to have Josh. Kind of a funny story about how we got him on our staff, but he does a great job in all three of those areas. Stand-up person. He's somebody that I hope's with me for a long, long time because he's an honest and very loyal person.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining us here on the program. Welcome to the Gary Goff Show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Well, can we hear the story that got him on the staff?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Being in this profession, you really, I think Bobby Bowden said it best. There's two kinds of coaches. Those that have never been fired and those that are going to be fired. And I don't think a lot of us understand that until we go through that.
Sure.
And so anyway, we obviously get this job in January, and we're hitting the ground running. And I've hired my staff and got them in place. And Coach Ison comes pulling up one day in his suit and tie and looks all professional. He stands out like a sore thumb because he's such a big guy. And he comes walking in the door about the time I'm walking out to go recruiting, and he's excuse me, can I see the head coach? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Can I help you with something? He goes, well, I just wanted to, drop off my resume because we just got let go at Michigan, and I'm just trying to meet some people, Coach. And I'd been through that before, so I felt bad for him, but I just hired a brand new staff. We're excited about our job. So, I just looked at him and said, hey, I've been where you've been. I said, tell you what, just leave your resume because this is a crazy business. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay.
And I kid you not, about a week and a half later, the D-line coach that I'd hired got hired away from us at Toledo.
Okay.
So we're sitting here going, what are we going to do for a coach? We need a coach. Does anybody have anybody that's coached defense or played it? And here I have this resume on my desk of this guy never met in my life.
Oh.
So we call him, bring him in, and interview him, and call all of his references, and everybody's got great things to say about him. And his wife might be the best coach in the family.
Okay.
We're trying to get her on board too. But
Right.
No, but long story short, we hire him, and I tell you what, hadn't skipped a beat, and he had some strength training background, and has really done a fabulous job with our guys so far.
Wow, I had no idea. I thought you guys known each other for a while because it seems like there's a camaraderie here that I'm surprised has only been built over 2 years. So that's pretty crazy. So Josh, you've obviously really enjoyed your time here at Tiffin University and thought it was a nice family to step into.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Coach Goff and the entire staff is, welcomed me in with open arms and been really good to me. So, yeah, I really like it here, and I like the whole staff and really have a good time.
So you dropped off your resume.
Yep.
Week and a half goes by. You were never expecting a call for Tiffin University.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't. I was like, well, that's just one off the list. Because actually that day, I kind of surprised my wife. And, I was sitting around like all coaches do, really checking Football Scoop, constantly sending resumes out. Wasn't getting what I wanted back. And I said, I'm tired of this. I told her, I was like, I'm going to get in the car, and I'm going to map out a route going all the way down to my alma mater, Fairmont State, and come back. So I drove. And this is just the route. And the only reason I picked Tiffin, I was like, that's a new staff. I might just give it a shot.
Yeah.
So I drove over here, hit here in Heidelberg, and then went all the way down to, like I said, all the way down to Fairmont State, hitting schools.
Well, you're from Ohio originally, right?
Yeah, I'm originally from Ohio.
Where'd you play your high school ball?
I played at Waverly High School. It's about an hour south of Columbus.
Mm-hmm. And then you went to Fairmont State?
And then I went to, out of high school, I went to Fairmont State, played my 4 years there, and started my coaching career there, and that's kind of where it went.
Well, we have some statistical numbers from your time at Fairmont State. No, you're in the top 3 all-time in unassisted tackles. You played linebacker there, right?
Played middle linebacker, all 4 years.
And you were on the field all 4 years while you were there. I won't go into your numbers. You asked me not to, but you led your team. You led your team in tackles your senior year.
Yeah, I led my team in tackles. Was fortunate enough to do pretty good as far as the national rankings go, and had a pretty good season.
So what was it made you decide to get into coaching when you were done playing?
Really, I went into college thinking I wanted to be a college coach.
Okay. Just because you loved football?
Yeah, I really loved football. I had some really good high school coaches, Scott Tomlinson, Ed Bolin, and they really taught me the game and really kind of spurred me along to say, hey, this might be a good career path for you. And that's kind of why I went into college thinking, hey, I'm going to be a college football coach. Never once wanted to be a high school coach. I'm going to be a college football coach.
Tell us that career path. We know it was Michigan before here. What was it leading up from your playing days to?
Leading up to, I was before I went to Michigan, I was actually at West Virginia as a GA/intern type deal, where I was working with the strength program, but my GA was actually through a place called Rehab Healthworks and Fitness, because it was a program that West Virginia had. So I had to go do my hours there, but then I would come back and work for the football team and strength staff there as well. But I started my whole career. I had 5 years at Fairmont State coaching linebackers and running the strength program at Fairmont State. And then, like I said, then from there I went for about a year and a half, almost 2 years at West Virginia, and then got lucky enough was at the convention. Fairmont State, I knew my time was pretty much done. I was at the convention, and then was when Coach Rod and everybody went to Michigan, and they called me and said, hey, you want to basically come with us? And the first year would be a strength coach, and then see how it goes.
How was it coaching in first? I guess you were in the Big East, and then going to the Big Ten. I mean, it had to be a lot of fun.
No, it was fun. It was real fun. Heck, coming from little Fairmont State, just being on a Division I sideline was exciting to me. I was like, hey, look at all this. Absolutely. But no, I had a good time. It was fun.
Well, you've been a Dragon for 2 years. Talk about some of your experiences since you've been with the Tiffin University staff. You obviously spent a lot of time in the weight room yourself, as well as working with the other athletes and stuff. But talk about some of the highlights.
Well, don't tell him that. He's going to start flexing. He knows he's on camera. We're going to have to put up with that.
It's time for the gun show.
No, those are slowly going away. I don't know how long.
But you've had some highlights since you've been here. Some things, some very positive memories.
Oh yeah, the staff is very loose, and we have a really good time. Coach Goff sometimes will make us Indian leg wrestle once or in a while.
I've heard. You have to witness what I've heard.
And I've done that before, but no, it's always fun. But no.
Well, I think Josh, he might like me a little better than Rich Rod, because sometimes at lunch we go and have basketball at lunch, so a little something to stay in shape.
Right.
And he says that Rich Rod would just foul him and knock him to the floor over and over. And
he's that guy's not gonna let you score on that.
No, Coach Rod, he's pretty competitive when it comes to playing basketball, and so is Coach Goff. But Coach Goff just hits me in the head when I go up.
Well, I've got a chance to interact with all you guys my 2 years here. I've been here same amount of time as all of you guys have. And,
right.
Last year I wasn't sure about any of the coaches. I'm like, they don't want me talking to them and things like that. But you guys have all been excellent with me. You guys have all been great. It's been really cool for you guys to, open up your arms and the doors and accept me into what you guys are doing. So I really appreciate that. I mean, you're one of the first guys to talk to me when I came over to the university. So, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, talk about Tiffin University this year. I mean, you're working with the kids. Talk a little bit about your experience this season as we work our way towards the end of the season.
This season, it's obviously we've hit a few rough spots here lately, but it's a very positive step where we're going. Our kids, our staff, everything is headed in the right direction. I truly believe that. I got switched to linebackers from D-line for my first year. It's been a great pleasure of mine to be back coaching linebackers, position I played, position I'm used to coaching. Those guys have really, accepted everything I've said and haven't really second-guessed me at any time. I tell them to go down and fill that gap, and they go as hard as they can. And are they always right? No, but I always tell them, listen, you go as hard as you can for me, and it will be okay. Again, it's been a real positive step. I mean, like I said, with Coach Goff and everybody, we're getting it going in the right direction.
Josh, he's probably got the most freshmen on the team. We signed 7 linebackers last year because we were weak at that spot, and now Pribble's been out for 2 weeks now with an injury, and we've had almost another freshman step in. So he's probably coaching, besides the O-line, the next position's got the most freshmen, and but we're going to be really good at that spot for a lot of years to come, because those guys are getting a lot of experience. They're good football players, and Josh is kind of taking them under his wing, and they're responding to him. And then the other thing I got to say about Josh is he's done an unbelievable job in the weight room for us. I mean, I tell you what, our true freshmen from a year ago that are now sophomores look like totally different young men. You know, the baby fat's gone. They look like they've been in a college program lifting weights for a year. So that's been really, really good and very positive because our kids see that. They see their body transforming. Wow, I'm looking like a college football player now. That's what I'm supposed to be looking like. So they've really bought into our strength training program, and that's all Josh right there. I mean, the rest of us coaches, we don't even act like we know anything about the weight room. And, you know, Coach Ison, we give him a hard time sometimes because he goes in there and gets a quick lift once in a while, and he wants to come in here and flex for everybody. And that's, you know, that's why we make them Indian leg wrestle when they got arguments. You know?
Exactly.
Well, talk a little bit about working with the kids in the weight room. I mean, you have your ideas, perceptions of how you think their time in the weight room should be handled, but do you have to change that a little bit to fit the individuals? I mean, how is that with you?
Well, you know, with my experience of being at West Virginia and also being at Michigan, working under Mike Barwitz is the guy he took me under his wing in the strength and conditioning part of it. And then also happened to, you know, run my own program as a very young age at Fairmont. You know, I really didn't have training. They were just like, hey, you're going to lead it up.
Go do it.
Yeah, so I had to kind of think outside the box. And then, but yeah, each workout is individualized, but it's per position kind of. And you know, it's really just motivating the kids. It's really getting them to understand that, hey, you know, you can put more weight on that bar and still get it done. And that's really what we try to do. I'm not trying to build better lifters. I try to build better athletes. And as long as I, you know, stay and get the kids to believe that, they come 110%.
I think we had 50 guys stay this past summer, all summer, and lift and work out with a strength coach, and that's huge.
It has to be.
That is huge.
You can tell them to go home and get your work done.
Not going to happen.
If they're not here,
it's not the same.
Right. Exactly.
It's not the same. And, you know, are we there? No. We need another year of off-season lifting and stuff. But, you know, that's what it takes to, you know, be able to compete with the Wayne State, the Grand Valley, those guys that have 25 redshirt seniors, you know, and so I'm very pleased with, you know, the way, you know, place we're getting with those guys in the weight room. But, you know, we need another year of that, another offseason. There's no question. Yeah.
You mentioned your wife. You said, I'm going to be dropping off all these resumes. Was she like scratching her head like, where in the world is he going to end up putting us?
No. She's,
there's got to be a very strong woman to be married to a college football coach.
Yeah, well, trust me, she is.
She literally is a coach.
Yeah.
She used to coach basketball.
Oh, okay.
She was a basketball player at Fairmont. That's where y'all met, right?
Oh, all right.
And let me tell you what, when Aaron comes over in the office or Christmas party or whatever, I believe she's the coach in this family. I'm not going to tell you.
She's very, very strong-minded, very, you know, 100% behind me. We made a decision a long time ago that she was going to stop being a coach and help me pursue my coaching career. So she's understanding to a point, you know.
Well, she has that coach's background.
Yeah.
She has to understand, you know, a little bit that, I mean, it's just part of it.
It's part of it. So
lots of time, lots of hours away from the house.
She's originally from Houston, Texas, so being away from home is not that big of a deal.
Tiffin and Houston are fairly
right.
Yeah. Especially the traffic. You know?
Right. I always give her. I'm always like, how'd you come from Houston all the way to West Virginia? And then she stayed for almost 13 years.
So she was recruited to play basketball there at Fairmont State, and then you guys met and fell in love.
Yep. And all went from
bliss
there.
Ever since.
Yep.
Well, that's why we knew Josh could recruit. You know, he recruited her. So, you know, I knew he could recruit. I knew he could help us there.
Right. Yeah.
That's all part of it. Well, Josh, you actually got the chance to play a little bit in the Arena League as well. Talk a little bit about that experience before we let you get back to you got a game you got to get to.
Right. The Arena League was you know, totally different style of football.
Is it hockey football?
Pretty much. I mean, it's, you know, I went in, I was like 250 pounds, and I was the smallest linebacker that we had. And they're like, you need to gain 20 more pounds or we're gonna release you. So I gained 20 pounds in a month.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm keeping my job.
Yeah.
So I gained 20 pounds in a month. I was about 270 pounds. And it was a blast. I mean, it happened real fast, and all I did was have to rush. I didn't have to do anything else. I got to carry the ball once in a blue moon.
So you probably played a little fullback.
Yeah, once in a blue moon, and I wasn't real good at that. So they kept me for the blocking stuff for most time. But it was fun. I got to play in Colorado for a little bit and play in New Hampshire for a little bit. So it was a good time, and I really enjoyed it. And had a knee injury at kind of ended my career, and I just said that's enough.
But you're still part of football. You're a coach of the Tiffin University Dragons staff. So
and I'm not.